Hello and welcome to the next episode of my channel where I'll be taking up determiners. Now, first of all, what do you mean by determiners? Determiners are something which determine the quantity or number of something. They are a special type of adjectives. Okay, so let us take up some of the determiners. The first and the most common determiner is sum. Now, sum can be used with countable as well as uncountable noun, used both with countable and uncountable. And they are basically used in affirmative sentences. What do I mean by affirmative sentences? Positive sentences. Those sentences which do not have not, never, do not. So they are basically used in positive sentences. Like for example, I have some friends. Now friends over here is countable noun. I can use some with countable nouns. I can use some with uncountable nouns. For example, I have some rice. Okay, so some can be used with both countable and uncountable noun, and they are basically used in affirmative or positive sentences. By positive sentence, I mean no, not, never. Okay, next comes any. Now, any is basically used in negative and interrogative sentences. Okay, they are used in negative or interrogative sentences. Like for example, now what do I mean by interrogative sentences? Sentences which help you ask a question. Do you have any book? Okay, it's a question. I do not have any book. Okay, so second one is a negative sentence. First one is an interrogative sentences. So any is basically used with a negative and interrogative sentence, whereas some is used in a positive sentence. Okay, now there is a special case where I can use some in interrogative sentences. What is that special case? If it is a request, okay, or a question whose answer is yes, then I can use some in an interrogative sentences. Like for example, could you lend me a book? Now this is a request. Sorry. Could you lend me some books? Okay, now this is a request. So if it is a request, I can use some in an interrogative sentence, or if I am asking such a question whose answer will be yes, then I can use some in an interrogative sentence. Did you buy some clothes? Then if the answer is yes, then some is correct, or else did you buy any clothes? Okay, so this is about some and any. Once again, which topic are we dealing with? We are dealing with determiners. Determiners are those words which help us determine the quantity or number of something. The next type of determiners are each or every. More about each and every have a common meaning. They mean the same, but every is a stronger word than each. Every means each without exception. What is the meaning of every? Every means each without exception. All. It includes all. So more about their meaning is the same. Usage is the same, but every is a stronger word. Now each directs our attention to the individual. Like, if there are one or two people, so each is for individuals, and each is used only when the number in the group is limited, whereas every can be used when the people are more than two. Like for example, if I take a sentence, every seat was taken. Okay, so there are many seats. Okay, and each is used when the number is definite. So each of the seats is broken. That means there are limited number of chairs, say 50, 10, whatever, and each of these are broken. So once again, each and every are basically used in the same context, but every is a stronger word. It means each without exception. Second thing, every can be used when the number is more, whereas each is used when the number is limited. Okay? Next, let's take up the most confusing words, that is little, a little, and the little. Okay? First of all, they are used only with uncountable nouns. Now, how do you define? Where do you use little, a little, or the little? Now, little gives us a negative sense or negative feeling. A little gives us a positive feeling or positive effect. I'll explain what does it mean. Whereas the little means something which is specific. Okay, like for example, little we can also say that little means not much. Another meaning of little can be not much. Okay, very less. Okay, whereas a little means some, not too much, but yes, some is there, some. Okay, sorry, I wrote it here. So a little means some, not much but some. That means a little is more than little, and the little means specific. Like for example, let us take up some sentences. He has little influence on his followers. Now, what do we understand? Does he have a lot of influence? No, almost equal to 0. So over here little means almost equal to 0. Very less. Okay. Now same, if I write a sentence using a little recovery in his situation will help him rise. Okay. So over here, what do we understand? That means we're talking about a positive aspect. Little bit. Some, recovery in his situation. So little means बहुत कम, almost equal to 0. बिल्कुल, almost equal to 0. Whereas a little means थोड़ा बहुत. And the little is for specific. Something specific, fixed. But जो है, the little money I have was spent on the bat. Okay, so I'm talking about the specific money I had. Okay. So the little we can say not much but all there is, whatever there is. Okay. So we can say that a little is again not much but whatever there is. So this is the difference between a little, the little, and little. Next we'll take up few, a few, and the few. So they are a counterpart of little, a little, and the little, but they are used only with countable nouns. Okay, same usage. Few means very less, very less, not many, hardly any. A few means some, not many but some. And the few means not many but all there are. Okay, so I hope you have understood determiners. I'll just give you some sentences on with few and a few and the few. Few persons can keep a secret. means not many. Then a few words were spoken by the guest. Means he spoke something but not much. He spoke, and the few clothes they had were told. Means whatever they had. Right? So I hope you people have understood. Please like my video and ask me if there is any kind of doubt. Please go through the other videos also to understand determiners better. Thank you and have a nice day.